Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Weekly Crypto. Today, I'm going to touch on Bitcoin. Also, I will talk about the economy as a whole. Before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the upcoming episodes. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, library.tv, and Patreon as well. For my Patreon member, I create a bonus video for the Crypto Dive Master Patreon member, so you can check it out. And let's talk about Bitcoin quickly. So of course, CNBC Fast Money talk about the halving is coming up with only 11 days. I think that was a few days ago. Major Bitcoin supply will be cut by half, right, from 12.5 to 6.25. So this is the happening 9 more days. 12.5 coin per the reward will be cut by half from 12.5 to 6.25. And of course, Brian Kelly talked about why there will be a breakout ahead for the cryptocurrency. But the thing is, whenever CNBC talk about all this thing, if a breakout, that's mean the dump is coming. And based on the track record, right? And people are saying that, hey, okay, guys, the pump is over. See you again in winter 2020. And people are not very happy. Hey, come on, why are you saying stuff like that, and then people are saying we are dumping, and CNBC is the biggest contrarian indicator, of course, yeah. And then this guy is like, oh no, and they don't want to even hear. So that's mean maybe the dump is coming because mainstream media is always try to misleading the herds, basically. So let me know what you think about this. I would love to hear from you. And also they talk about in time of crisis, Bitcoin may be the digital gold and maybe is a safe haven currency. And yes and no, I don't think so at this time right now because if there's a sell-off in the stock market, I don't think they will fight for safety in the cryptocurrency. They actually will sell cryptocurrency. They actually will sell cryptocurrency. And traditional investor, they still see this as a risky asset. They don't see this as a safe haven. For example, gold is a safe haven for them. And if the stock market crashing really hard, even the paper gold will sell off as well. But of course, physical gold is already decoupling from the paper gold a few months ago. And if you notice, because even though the price of just like gold and silver, even though silver, the price is like right now is like $14-15. If you just buy a physical gold, the physical silver coin, I think it's about the same price as if you bought it when it was when the paper gold price was $18. And in terms of gold, the physical gold is almost 150 over the spot price. So used to be, I think it's around it's less than 50 or 80, but right now it's like almost 150 over the spot price. Spot price is the paper, the comics, the paper gold price. So there's already decoupling of the paper gold and silver versus the physical gold and silver market. So right now I don't see at this time the stock market is still linking to the Bitcoin, because I don't see there's a decoupling of Bitcoin from the stock market. Still, if the stock market do not do well, Bitcoin do not do well. So they are saying Bitcoin is a digital gold, not at this time for the majority of the traditional investor. Of course, if you are the crypto investor, you feel Bitcoin is safer than the traditional currency, because traditional currency they have a quantitative easing, they can printing out of thin air, and Bitcoins only have 21 million. But the thing is, with this Wall Street coming in to play the games in here, they're using a whole bunch of tools like rehypothecation and commingling. Bitcoin can rehypothecate 10 times or 100 times as well. So the key thing is you have to hold your private key. If you don't hold your private key, you don't own the token. So it's important that you transfer the cryptocurrency from the exchange to your wallet, the ledger, preferably the ledger, the hardware wallet. And make sure you have write down the recovery phrase And of course, you got to have 2 copies of the recovery phrase in case one of them is got damaged. Anyway, that's my take on it. And and the next stop we're going to talk about right now, because of the coronavirus outbreak, some of the central meat processing facility got shut down because a lot of employees got infected with coronavirus. And JBS is the world's largest meat producer. They're preparing to install robot in the slaughterhouse. And, this is not a good thing to people who work in the processing facility because that will take away their jobs. So they're talking about because the virus so far infecting 4,900 workers across the entire industry. That's a lot, and because their facility is so centralized, so they work in close contact with one another. So that's not good. I don't think they have 6 feet. They cannot manage 6 feet at all inside their facility, and then they have 20 dead already. At one of the they total have 100. They have like 115 meat packaging plant across 19 states, so 20 people dead already. And JBS has closed down the 2 meat packing plants, and at least 22 plant closed. So out of the 115, 22 plant already closed at the US. So basically result in 25% reduction in pork processing capacity and beef by 10%. And that's not good because the farmers has been producing all these animals, and then there's no way to slaughter them. They basically have to they have to dump their stock somewhere, right? I don't know. They have to make rooms for the new stock, but I don't know. This is a mess, right? And you have Tyson Food, all this big factory farm, basically. I don't like factory farm. So I don't really buy from them per se. So but most of the stuff is on factory farming anyway. So basically they're saying that millions of jobs will be eliminated by 2030 because of this coronavirus outbreak. They're going to use automation, artificial intelligence. And of course, the robot will not be affected by virus. The robot, you don't have to pay them holidays. They can work 24/7. They can even work on Sunday, Saturday, and you don't have to pay them more money. So I think eventually those slaughterhouse will be replaced by robot and artificial intelligence, automation. This is another thing, just like the self-driving truck as well. So there's a lot of people who got job loss for sure. And the next stop we're going to talk about, Warren Buffett have tons of cash in the first quarter SEC filing. I mean, he already has tons of cash before the coronavirus outbreak anyway, isn't it? And so basically, instead of buying the dip, Berkshire Hathaway went on selling on Q1. They already dumped a whole bunch of stuff, and they talk about brace for Monday massacre. Warren Buffett already liquidate all the airline holdings, and basically, most of the money they're in cash or cash equivalent, like treasury bills, and because treasury bills is like a sinkhole for losses to inflation, which is around 2%. I think the inflation is more than 2%. Seriously, I think it's more like maybe 4% or even higher in terms of depending on what commodity, like what types of things you're going to get, right? And he basically, but then they're talking about the stock market is even a bigger sinkhole. So that's why they would rather park the money in the T-bill, the treasury bills, cash or cash equivalents. And of course, he's already unload a whole bunch of stock already. And he dumped 30, you probably know that already. I mean, that is long time ago. 30 million, dumped 30 million in Bank of New York. Also, unload a staggering of 314 million in Delta Airlines, 74 million in Southwest Airlines. And right now the valuation is pretty high for most of the company and the corporate earnings and all that. The corporate earnings may not be true. Actually, from one of the letter from Buffett to send to the investor into the shareholder, saying that those corporate earnings could be false as well, because the corporate, because they're using the debt, because right now is an easy money policy. Basically, they are using the debt to buy back the stock, pump up the price instead of putting all this money in research and development. And they basically buy back their own stock. Of course, the market, of course, the stock price is skyrocketing. And I don't think this is sustainable. I'm not sure. What do you think is sustainable? And also, Massachusetts Walmart got hard hit by coronavirus, and 21% of the employees got infected. Ooh, that's a lot. And just imagine after reopening, and when you go to a store or something like that, and then you have a potential hidden spreader in the store, like the employees or even between customers and stuff like that, and then they bring back the virus to the community. But the thing is, I mean, the reopening is a matter of time, and I'm not sure, because of the summer in general, the human immune system is do better in summer than during the winter. Maybe that will help to the situation. But the thing is, if you have the workforce, if you have 21% of the employee got infected, that is pretty serious, right? And then you potentially infected the customer as well. So at this time, I think you should protect yourself. Wear a surgical mask when you go outside to do shopping. Just disinfecting your hands. Don't touch your eye, nose, and mouth. Those are the point of entry for the virus. So I think right now the mainstream media is just to focus too much on all this virus. I think we need to look at the economy as a whole, right? And another thing is not very good is this is murder hornet swarm came to in North America. So they this is mostly in Pacific Northwest right now. It's in the state of Washington. So this let's see. So basically, this hornet swarm will kill off beehives. So it's not good. So bee is very important for pollination, right? This is bee basically is the backbone for the agricultural industry, and without bee pollination, I don't think you can get so many different crops and all that. So with pesticides, all this overuse of pesticides, the bee colony is already affected in North America. And now you have these things come along, oh goodness. And then they're going to kill off the beehives. And I'm not sure will that affect the agricultural supply in the future. Because not only just the vegetables, you also have the basis for the feeding the cows and all that, the wheat, the corn and all that. So if those things also got affected, it will also affect the meats industry as well, right? But of course, not everybody is vegetarian, so that will affect the food supply in the long run. I mean, they're already disrupted of this supply chain already in worldwide because of this coronavirus, and yet we now have this stupid hornet thing, right? And basically destroy the whole bee colony. That is not good at all. And I don't know if you noticed that those beekeepers, they don't make money selling honey. No way. They make money by doing commercial pollination. They do consultation with the farmers for the pollinate the crops and all that. So they make sure that they have good yield, right? So right now you have this coming. I'm not sure how it will play out, and I hope these things will resolve. Otherwise, the agricultural supply will be affected, and on the top of the disrupted supply chain worldwide because of this coronavirus. And I suspect the coronavirus probably come back during the winter because usually they have a second wave, right? First wave, second wave. Those are based on the historical data from H1N1 pandemic flu. They have a first wave, and then they have a second wave coming back the upcoming winter. So I'm not surprised it will come back again. So just be prepared. Hopefully reopen, then you can start preparing once again, right? Well. So we'll see. So let me know what you think about all this, and what do you think about the direction of Bitcoin? Do you think the Bitcoin will got dumped? We only have 8 more days left for the halving, so I'm not sure. Maybe this time is different because of the coronavirus. And usually after the halving, there will be a dump based on historical data. So I don't know how far we can pump for this, but then the majority of the public is not that very interested in this at this time, right? They do focus on coronavirus. They focus on the stock market and everything, and not like used to be. But we'll see. But long term, I'm bullish on gold as well as Bitcoin as well. And not a financial advice, use your due diligence. So let me know what you think about what's going on right now with Warren Buffett holding high cash position. And of course, with the COVID-19, it disrupt the entire economy worldwide. And people talk about V-shaped rebounds. I doubt there will be a V-shaped rebounds. This is just my opinion. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think we're going to have a V-shaped rebound? And also, what do you think about the direction of Bitcoin, as well as the this deadly Hornet attack? They attack the bee colonies, basically. I would love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, also share with your friends, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss out the upcoming videos. Some of the videos could be time sensitive. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, library.tv, and Patreon as well. And remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, peace. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency, commodity, and stock market can has inherent risks. Please use a due diligence. I'm not your healthcare provider. If you have any questions or concerns about coronavirus, please consult with your doctor.